Okay, and here we are on the second Dream Team chat of April. And I know I'm speaking for Brianna and myself. We are so excited for the topic that we are doing all April long, and that is connection, team connection, the different ways that we are connecting with you guys and how giving you guys tools, how y'all can connect with your teams, and just why we do that and how important it is. And last week we talked about Scentsy events, World Tour, and SFR, and super exciting stuff. But tonight we are talking about Scentsy incentives, right? And I just said just a few minutes ago before we recorded that we're going to be gone next week on a Scentsy incentive trip. We're currently in a Scentsy incentive period. Scentsy is always spoiling us with amazing incentives. And so we wanted to talk to you guys about that, paint a picture of what that looks like, but then further talk about the connection piece to these Scentsy incentive trips, because it's not just a free vacation. It is so much more, and it's so rewarding. And so let's dive in. Let's just kind of talk about how amazing these incentives are, starting with why Scentsy does incentives, okay? So if you've been here for 6 months or a year, you will recognize that we are pretty much always in an incentive period, okay? Scentsy loves to reward consultants for their hard work beyond the paycheck, right? You get an awesome paycheck for working your business. You have amazing perks to being a Scentsy consultant, but they like to take it even further and reward us with incentives, tangible incentives that we get to feel celebrated with, and it's a big accomplishment. And so Scentsy does these very intentionally. They love us very much, but they're not just throwing out incentives without thinking on them, okay? They are very intentional, much like everything in our business that we try to do, be intentional, right? And so you think about, why does Scentsy do these incentives? And I've heard some talk from home office on exactly why. And so I'm hoping I can convey this message to you guys in a way that you guys can really grasp and understand that incentives are for a benefit of your business, okay? These incentives are designed so you can grow and stretch and learn what's important for your business to continue on months and even years down the road, okay? Incentives are to highlight areas of your business that need focus and that are important to continue growing your business in a way that is not just sales, right? A lot of times, or almost all the time, you will notice that Scentsy, when we are doing incentives, focuses on PRV, okay? Team building, promotions, both for yourself and your teammates. And now we have a really cool thing that they've been doing lately, Scentsy Club, and then consistency. Those, I would say, are the main core areas that Scentsy focuses on. And that is with great intention, okay? High PRV increases your customer base. It ensures that you are talking to enough people. It ensures that your business is healthy. Without PRV, you recognize that you have some areas to really focus on in your business, okay? So I mean, to me, that's very simple, okay? Scentsy focuses on PRV because that is truly the driver of your business, okay? If you did not have customers purchasing, you would not have a Scentsy business. So that, to me, is very clear, okay? And then if you talk about sponsoring, so this is required on most incentives, but not all. And I'll talk about that on my next point. But sponsoring is an important highlight on Scentsy incentives because Scentsy recognizes that as you are growing your team, you are building your business and you are creating a wide business. Okay, not just tall with your sales, but wide. And not only does that increase your paycheck and help you get paid at title and all these amazing things, but it also allows you to help other people reach their goals in their business, right? It helps you introduce this opportunity to other people. And that is a huge, amazing accomplishment in your business, okay? And so they want to really focus on sponsoring. And then beyond that, promotions, okay? Promotions are important for yourself because we all have goals. We're all working towards things. As we promote through incentives, we get high points, which helps us earn those trips. We get paid at title. We have amazing, awesome things happen in our business when we promote. But then taking it further, when you have someone that joins under you and they promote, Scentsy is also going to celebrate you there too, because it's with hard work that you're working with your team, right? And again, Scentsy is highlighting the value of connecting with your team, working with your team, helping your team reach their goals and be committed, and getting a good start to their business, right? And so Scentsy focuses a lot on those promotions. Scentsy Club, again, Brie mentioned in housekeeping, Scentsy Club is reoccurring. Scentsy Club is something that continues to come back to you as PRV, and it creates really awesome VIP customers that really turn into hostesses and teammates down the road. And Scentsy recognizes this. And so they've put a strong emphasis on Scentsy Club, especially in these spring incentives that we've been doing. And that is, again, to benefit your business, right? With reoccurring PRV, which is an amazing thing. Scentsy Club is such an amazing promotion for your business. Scentsy knows that. And so they want you intentionally focusing on Scentsy Club. And then the last one of my favorite topics to talk about with Scentsy is consistency. Okay, Scentsy rewards consistency and incentives. Things like you will get 2,500 points if you reach a certain threshold for 5 out of 6 months, right? Or if you get paid at rank for however long, you're going to get extra points. And so consistency, again, something that Scentsy is highlighting because we recognize that being a consistent consultant reaps major rewards. And so they want to be very intentional about rewarding you for consistency. Okay. And so you'll see that Scentsy's incentives are based on like those types of core focuses. Okay. And what that does for us as consultants is it opens our eyes to areas that we are possibly struggling with. Okay. I'm sure some of you guys watching maybe in this past fall incentive recognize that, hey, I am struggling with sponsoring, right? Maybe my sales were amazing, my consistency is amazing, but I didn't get those sponsoring points, right? Or maybe it's the promotion part that you are really struggling with. Maybe it's getting your new consultants up and going and certified, or maybe it's you yourself, you're missing these promotions based off of Active Frontline or whatever it is, right? And so it is with intention that these incentives are a reach. There's something you have to work hard for, plan for, and that is so you can stretch those muscles and learn new skills and focus on new things that are going to give you really big wins, both earning an incentive and also in the fruits of your business, right? In those paychecks and those promotions, and that amazing feeling that you get when you are accomplishing these hard things, right? And so Brie and I will always say, especially at the beginning of a trip incentive, incentives are not easy to earn, but they are simple. Okay. They are something that you have to plan out, make a plan A, B, and C. You have to revisit that plan often. You have to improvise. You have to try new things. You have to really stretch yourself. But the core of earning them is quite simple, right? It's these core tasks that you're working on, with the whole thing being with consistency, right? And when you do that, Scentsy is going to reward you with these awesome incentives. Okay.
Can I add something before you move on?
For sure.
Okay, so as we're talking about like actual physical tangible incentives, because we're talking about trips and like the spring and summer incentives where we're getting actual tangible things, I think that one of the things that Alex was kind of leading to was with these areas that Scentsy is having you focus on when we're in the midst of an incentive, the combination of all these things, right? The high PRV, the sponsoring, the coaching, the consistency, the Scentsy Club, like all of these areas that Scentsy is saying, hey, this is the threshold in order to earn this incentive. Listen, there are people on our team and there are people all over the Scentsy consultant list who cannot or will not ever take an incentive trip. Like that is just not in the books for them. They won't do it. They can't do it. They physically unable, like whatever their reasoning is. Some people are not motivated by travel. I don't get it, but it's okay. Like some people are just not motivated by travel. Some people are just not capable or able to travel the distance with Scentsy, despite what Scentsy does. And that's okay. Guess what? Most people, and I'm going to say all people, because if you say you're not, you're lying. All people are motivated by money. So here's the thing, whatever your threshold for money is, I guarantee you that if you said you do these things and you can double the money that you were making before, triple the money that you were making before, you'd be game, right? Yep. And so if earning an incentive and going on trips is not earning the incentive, right? And going on a trip is not something that's feasible, or it doesn't light your fire, or it's just not something that you feel like you're in the space to be able to do, then I beg of you to look at it from a money standpoint. Because here's the thing, if you're getting high PRV, if you're sponsoring people, if you're doing the things inside of an incentive that is required to earn that incentive, your paycheck will grow, period, point blank. Like your paycheck could double in an incentive period when you are doing the things that Scentsy is saying, hey, this is the threshold to earn this incentive. At the end of the day, your incentive in this business is your paycheck. Like you can have a million different reasons why you're here, and that's great. I love the teamwork. I love the culture. I love a lot of different things about this business, but I'm gonna tell you what, my business pays my mortgage at this point. Her business pays all her bills. So are we motivated by money? Yeah, we are. Right. So when we look at an incentive and we say, okay, we want to go on this vacation, we want to earn this. Yes, that's great. We're going to work hard so we get the vacation at the end of it. But truly what I'm looking at is the money that's attached to it, right? Because I want my commissions to be doubled. I want my commissions to grow. Okay. And so I'm looking at from where I started from to where I'm going to end up. And how does that impact my paycheck? How does that impact my family? Right. And so don't forget there's a monetary value here that Scentsy also recognizes is super important for people. Right? Because most people join Scentsy, not most people, but a lot of people are sticking around for Scentsy because they need the money. Right? Or they started because I need the extra money. We're talking to new people. We're talking to people about joining to have a little bit of extra cash in a time where money is really tight, right? Where inflation is really high. And we're talking to people about how to get extra cash. And Scentsy is literally laying it out for you in an incentive period of how you can do that. Right? And it's very clear. High PRV, sponsoring, coaching, promotion, right? Coaching, promotion, and then Scentsy Club consistency.
Yep.
You grow in those areas, and it's okay to look at an incentive and say, okay, you know what? I'm really bad at sponsoring, so my PRV is okay, but I'm going to really hone in on my sponsoring this incentive, and I may not be going for the trip, but I promise you, if you hone in on things like sponsoring, team building, consistency, your paycheck's going to grow.
Yep. And it's not just growing in these 4-6 months that we have these incentives. Doing these things impacts your career with Scentsy, your whole time with Scentsy. And so don't think that it's just during incentive periods that you're reaping these rewards, because the things that you do today affect your business 6 months from now. Okay. So like, yes, you might be earning an incentive or doubling or tripling your paycheck right now, right? That month, the next month, right? But the people you're meeting, the connections you're building, the Scentsy clubs that you're getting, the teammates that you're training, that is also going to be still rewarding you 6 months from now, right? And so it's
if you're practicing the same things,
yes,
right?
If you're still showing up, yes. It's a huge opportunity for you to grow in your Scentsy business in ways that can truly just blow your mind, that can truly just wake you up to the different opportunities that are available for you when you are building a Scentsy business. And I know a lot of people, they join just for a little bit of extra cash or the free and half off Scentsy. And it's not until it's in front of them and they can see what it breaks down to. Maybe they are aiming for the trip, right? And they're working really hard for it. At some point during that working really hard for it, you're getting bigger paychecks. You're maybe promoting, you are growing your team, and then your eyes are kind of wide open. And you're like, wow, you know, I might go on this cruise, but really now I have, 4 people under my team and my paycheck is triple what it was when I first joined. And maybe I can do this.
Or maybe you can save for a family vacation instead of taking the cruise, right? Like there are a lot of things that can happen in the midst of that doesn't necessarily look like going on an incentive or earning the incentive. And we say this every time a new incentive starts. Listen, we want you guys to try for it. We want you guys to whether you're going to go on the trip or not, we want you guys to look at that incentive qualifications and to go for it, to make a plan, to take the action steps necessary, because no matter if you hit the incentive, no matter if you earn it, the things that you are doing inside of it will reap serious benefits in your business if you just stay the course.
Yes.
Okay.
So true.
Yeah.
So let's talk about like what is included with incentives.
My
right?
favorite part.
I know, the best. So I'm going to quickly talk about the spring incentive since that's what we're currently in right now. Then I'm going to jump ahead to the trip incentives because that's what we're about to go on.
Yeah. So
You
excited.
okay?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay.
Just
So,
old.
okay, it's okay. So every spring, usually starting what, February 1st
Yep.
through July 31st.
Yep.
Scentsy does incentives in
Spring and
6-month
summer,
blocks.
yeah.
Right? So, and usually it corresponds with catalogs.
I
But
think in the
this-
past, they've only done like it's been like 3 months, haven't they?
Yes,
It's
but like the
3 months.
past 3 years,
It's been like 6 months.
months.
Yeah. So we've literally been back to back incentives for a couple of years, which I personally love.
Me too, because you're always working for something.
Yeah. Yeah. And yeah, I love it.
Me too.
It could be a little hard to manage sometimes, but like not gonna lie to you.
Yeah.
Like there's the burnout. There's a burnout that I think can happen with incentives and with the back-to-back incentives. So I don't want to sugarcoat that and say that doesn't happen. Because jumping right into an incentive January after coming back from like it's rough
It's a lot.
sometimes. But the thing is Scentsy, like we talked about last week, Scentsy's very intentional with World Tour being at the very beginning of or at the tail end of winter, right?
Yep.
When we're in this new incentive and we're all hyped up, like Scentsy does that very intentionally so they can feed into us what we feel like we're drained of,
Mhm.
and then we're back to doing what we need to do.
Yeah, and speaking of which is something that we can also do is be intentional about it. And that's with consistency. So when you're consistently working your business, when you're consistently checking your plan, it's okay to take a Sunday off and rest and recharge, or, take a long weekend on, light duty for your business because you are being consistent, because you are working your business. And so, yes, burnout is very real, and it's very important for you to take care of yourself, right? In the midst of the craziness. And that's not just for incentives. That's with everything for your business and frankly for your life as well. So things are always going to be busy and crazy. And since the incentive period is no different, it's super fun and exciting, but you have to pace yourself. You have to take care of yourself because we do just jump from one to the next. Okay. I would say the spring incentive is a little bit more of a breather than the fall and winter incentive because it's a little less intense. Okay. Since he recognizes that generally spring and summer, people are more busy with their kids home from school and just going here and there. Not that we're less busy in the fall and winter.
No,
But it's like busy different.
But I think they're intentionally preparing us for the fall and winter,
Yes.
because what they do in the spring and summer is that, or what they've done the last couple of times is that they've given us one area at a time to focus
Yeah.
on
I
versus
love that so
fall
much.
and winter. It's like the whole kit and caboodle.
Mhm.
Work on it as you go.
Yep.
Like you have to focus on all these areas kind of simultaneously,
Yep.
which is stressful for some people. But in the spring and summer, it's like, okay, you have 2 months to work on the PRV part of
Yeah,
it.
figure out your systems here for
Yeah.
PRV.
Yeah.
Figure out your systems here for sponsoring. Figure
Yeah.
out your systems here for Scentsy Club. Because come fall and winter, we're throwing it all at you, right?
Yeah.
And so basically that is what a spring incentive is. It's broken up into 3 sections, and usually they are product/swag based, right?
Yeah.
So
Tangible things.
yes, tangible items that are usually Scentsy branded, really cool, that you can't get in the consultant store or buy otherwise. Like for the first half of the spring incentive, we're working for this super big, heavy duty canvas Scentsy branded duffel bag, like a weekender bag.
Yeah.
It's huge, it's thick, it's hardy, it has leather straps. Like it is so nice. And then right now we're working on a weighted blanket,
which is
so
wild.
cool.
I love that.
I love that too.
Yeah.
And then I don't know what the next one will be. We'll figure it out soon. And then the grand prize, if you earn all 3 of them, you get a Scentsy branded mini fridge, which Carson was talking to me today. Like, so we can put Gatorade in it. We can put Prime in it. We can
Right,
put
yeah.
meat sticks in it. So that way, if I want healthy food, it's in my room. I'm like, we'll see.
Yeah, right.
We will
He's
see.
trying to get you with the healthy food. though.
Truly. I'm like, yeah, your
Savor it,
Gatorade's real
right.
healthy. So it's usually the spring and summer incentives are product-based, tangible, swag things, like the super cool ring light that I have with the microphone. There were ones where it was like warmer and diffuser shades.
Yeah.
What were some other ones? What was the big prize last year? Oh, the custom
Oh, custom
shoes.
shoes or product credit. They gave us
Yes.
options
Or
last year.
luggage, like
Yeah.
amazing,
Yeah.
cool things, again, for working your business intentionally, for focusing on these items.
Yeah.
And you guys, free. These are free items that you earn. Okay. You're not winning them. You earn them. You work
Yeah.
really hard for them.
Yes.
Super cool. Okay. Something to always be working for, something to always be sharing with new consultants as they join. Something to just keep you excited. Get your kids involved, get your kids excited,
Mhm.
talking about these mini fridges that you're gonna earn them. And it's just a really fun way to stay intentional in your business, stay plugged in, stay working through the spring and summer, especially the summer when your kids are home and things are crazy. It's like, nope, mama's got to get to some work done because I'm trying to earn you a mini fridge, right? So super fun ways to just stay plugged in your business. And I love that. And then it takes like usually like 3 to 5 to 6 months to get those products produced and sent to you, but it's a really fun thing that you get usually right before Christmas. You're like, heck yes, this is really awesome. So, I mean, I'm gonna have a big old fridge
I know,
showing up
right?
for our tours, which is so cool, right? Be so cute on your like patio.
It would be cute on my patio. And that's the thing, right? Is like these things are like we have this luggage, and it's like these things that we get to use in our life because
Mhm.
Scentsy is a lifestyle, right? And so then there's people coming around being like,
Yes.
oh my gosh, like you must really like Scentsy to have a fridge. And it's
Yeah.
like, actually, no, I earned that,
Do you want
like
a drink?
yeah.
Like
um so it's really great
talking
talking points,
It is.
as well. It's branding, it's
Free
living the
branding.
life.
Mhm.
Like I don't know. I think that it's really cool that they do that. So
Me too. I love that.
yeah.
And then speaking of talking points, how about a free trip?
Yeah.
How about a
Truly
free
the
trip?
best.
Okay, again, like, yes, it is free, but we worked really hard and we earned it.
Yeah.
Okay, so a lot of time equity, sweat equity,
Yeah.
right? But it's completely free. So let's talk about what a Scentsy incentive trip looks like because
Yeah.
ahead.
Oh, sorry. Before you do that, before you talk about what a Scentsy incentive trip looks like, a vacation that you work really hard for, let's talk about a corporate job where you are working really hard 9 to 5 Monday through Friday, busting your butt, right? And it's stressful and there's not free time and there's very little wiggle room and flexibility and all these things, right? And you're working for 2 weeks off.
Mhm.
A vacation that you, if you take that 2 weeks off truly for a vacation, that you have to then turn around and pay for,
Mhm.
right? So I'm just saying, like, there's this thing that I think about a lot where it's like, oh man, like I work so hard in these incentives and I'm working for the vacation, right? And I think that it's really amazing that we're given the opportunity to work hard, but the work is not, it's not that it's sucky work, right?
Yeah.
It's like there's fun, there's a lot of fun in it, and there's things that you have to do that sometimes you're not going to feel like doing and like whatever, and you have to juggle, and you're your own boss, so there's accountability and responsibility and all these things. But like truly it can be fun and it can be rewarding and it can be what you make of it. And then to turn around and be like, okay, wow, I worked really hard for 6 months and now I get to go on a vacation with some of my friends and it's
Yes.
free.
Yep.
Like that is so unlike what corporate America teaches us
Mhm.
is possible, is responsible to do. Like
Mhm.
it just goes totally against the grain,
Yep.
right? And so take value in that. Take value in that opportunity, whether you ever get to do it, whether you do it next year, whether you're going on it this week. Like take value in recognizing that
Yeah.
you've worked hard for this, but also that like it's a free vacation
Yes.
that you've earned. Like there's something really magical about that.
Yeah, such good perspective on that. And actually, it reminds me that someone was asking when I was talking about this trip. They're like, "So, do you have to like sit to
Oh
listen to these
yeah, yeah,
presentations? Like,
yeah.
are there trainings involved?" I'm like, "No."
No, yeah.
And they're like, "Oh, did you buy your flights?" I'm like, "No."
Yeah. Yeah. Cause a
You
lot
know?
of other direct sales don't do it this way. Like my friend was in another company, probably shouldn't say the name, but was in another company, earned a cruise, but he had to still pay for flights for that cruise and like earn the cruise completely, top tier, still had to pay for the flights.
Mhm.
And like I think there was still training involved. Like it was a little bit of like SFR, but it was
Yeah.
like their vacation. So
Yeah.
yeah, no, other direct sale companies don't do it like that.
Yeah. And I mean, if you know someone in a different direct sales company who's earning trips, ask them, like, ask
Yeah.
them what's included because I think that you will be pleasantly surprised when you hear the stark difference over an unearned Scentsy trip.
Just don't throw it in their face.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Just be curious.
Just
if you,
be
if you, if
kind
you have a
about it.
friendship with them, you know? So let's talk about what you get, because Michelle kind of alluded to some of
Yeah,
it.
I love it.
Everything is paid.
Yeah.
Okay. So first of all, you have a bomb business from working really hard. Okay. Probably new customers, new teammates,
Mhm.
new promotions, possibly, new clubbers, like all the amazing, cool things, which is so great. You earned a trip, which is like instant bragging rights, like totally fun and cool, which again is a recruiting tool like no other. Mandy's not on here, but I literally recruited her on the Mediterranean cruise because she was seeing everything and she's like, I think I'm going to join.
Oh, shoot.
So people are
Love that.
watching,
Yeah,
right? So
totally
it's
watching.
obvious. It's like a walking, talking join brochure
Yeah.
right there.
Yeah.
Okay. And beyond that, it's completely free.
Yeah.
Like everything. And frankly, you don't have to plan anything. Scentsy is also planning it all for you. And so your flights are free.
Mhm.
You can even tell Scentsy like, yeah, I want this flight there and I want this flight home. And they're like, okay, done.
Mhm.
You know, or you can wing it and they can pick your flights for you, but completely free.
Mhm.
Transportation from the airport to wherever you're going covered. Spending money while you're at the airport for baggage, food, or whatever else you want given to you, deposited right into your account. The vacation itself completely paid for, gratuities and everything.
Yeah.
You literally could go on this Scentsy trip
With $0.
with $0.
Yep.
Okay. And you're still going to be treated like royalty and never have to pull out that card or cash. So incredible.
It's
Okay.
amazing.
For this specific cruise, if any of you guys have been on cruises, there are some things that are like a la carte, like internet covered, a drink package.
Which internet was not covered on the first cruise. RJ
No, it
reminded me.
wasn't,
Yeah.
but it was on the Alaskan cruise last
Okay,
year.
that's
So
cool.
amazing,
Yeah.
which is super helpful because we have a launch on Monday.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
it's like, thank
thank
you,
you.
Scentsy.
Yeah.
So internet covered, a drink package covered. They actually put $200 per person in free credit on the cruise to spend on whatever you want. So I'll be going to the spa and getting a
Mhm.
massage with that. Thank you, Scentsy.
Mhm.
Amazing. And beyond that, every single night, well, it might not be every night, but
Yeah.
in the past, it's been every night.
It's been every port.
Okay. So like every other night,
Yeah.
let's just say,
Yeah.
you get what's called room drops,
Oh my
which
God.
is so
The best.
amazing.
The best
It's
part of
so
incentive trips, I'm
amazing.
not gonna lie.
Basically you go out for dinner for the night, you go out with some friends to have drinks or dance or, you know, see a show or something. And when you come back to your room, ready to lay your beautiful head down on the pillow, there is a gift on your bed waiting for you. And the gifts vary, of course. But just to name a few that we've gotten, local art painted by local artisans at like the ports, local ceramic pieces that you get to have forever. We got
on the Mediterranean cruise, we got a Scentsy exclusive lavender wax bar that was made from lavender from the lavender in France, I think it
which
was.
is where we source our lavender from, by the way. Did you know that?
Yeah, I did know that.
Super cool.
We also got spices from there. We got a map.
Oh yeah,
we got the beautiful
map. Yes.
In Disney World, we got the Mickey wall fan and the Mickey and Minnie pods,
like a month before it launched,
because those weren't out yet. We got in Mexico, we got the Coco
bath bomb
and the Coco movie on DVD. I don't remember what else we got in Mexico. We
Michelle
got like beach bags.
Beach bag. And remember those Scentsy branded cups and straws?
Yes.
That Scout pool bag that we.
Yes.
Oh yeah, you just said that.
Yeah.
Scentsy branded towels.
Yeah. Oh yeah, those really nice towels.
At Disney, we got like the Gideon's cookies.
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh.
Amazing stuff.
Yeah.
Michelle says in Alaska, they got cups, binoculars, pictures from Alaska.
And you get a blanket too.
Oh yeah. Or was that on the
I think that was on the Alaskan cruise. They got a blanket. Yeah, blanket.
So cool.
Yeah.
So since he be spoiling y'all, okay? Um,
Oh my gosh, love that.
since he is gonna spoil you, okay? So not only is your business popping and you're going on a free vacation, they're literally spoiling you rotten with gifts. Okay. Beyond that, we have a appetizer party. We have a dessert party planned on the
Mhm.
cruise.
A
Okay.
welcome and a farewell.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not to mention like we get to hang out with our friends that
Yeah.
we work alongside with. We get to
Mhm.
meet new friends. We get to hang out with Scentsy Home Office on such an
I love
intimate
that.
level.
Yeah.
And it's not work.
Yeah.
It's not like they're not like, so what'd you do to work your
Right.
business? They're
Right.
like, so tell me about your
Yeah.
family,
Yeah. Yeah.
and it's so intimate and it creates amazing connection. So I'm gonna hand that to Bree and she's gonna talk
Yeah.
about
Right.
all the amazing connection that you get on incentives.
Oh, I mean, literally, it's like there's so much to be said for the connection that happens on incentive trips, but then also like it's so hard to describe the connection because I feel like that it's just one of those things that when you go, okay, like for instance, my husband was a total like did not really vibe with the whole direct sales business. He gave me like the green light to do it. He was like, I support you. I'm going to be supportive. Tell me what I need to do. But like, truly, I don't know where this is going to go. And then 5 months into my business, I earned the Mediterranean cruise for me. We had to buy him in. It was a lot of money to buy him in, but I would do it 100 times over again because it was worth every dang penny. And I'll tell you what, that incentive trip changed the game for my husband because he recognized the connection that home office has with us.
Mhm.
Because he's like he's been in corporate world a little bit, not corporate, but like he's been in the real world in leadership positions, and he has never seen an interaction between at the time it was Heidi and Orville, right? The literal like CEO, president, like all the things in one, founders of this company basically sitting and talking with us, like truly wanting to get to know us, hanging out in the pools, hanging out at lunch, hanging out at breakfast with us, like walking the streets of France, going on trips, like excursions with us,
Mhm.
like literally right there. And he's like, I've never seen this before. And then the way that since he spoiled you. So it's a little bit of a sidebar, but like if you ever do it or win, I'm gonna say when you earn an incentive trip, okay? If you earn for two and you're like, who should I take? Maybe you're like, take the person who's the most skeptical about this
So
business.
true.
Like,
So good.
truly, they will be amazed at what happens on incentive trips. That was a total sidebar. I'm sorry, it doesn't have a whole lot to do with connection, except that incentive trips do help you feel connected. Even as a consultant, you may feel invested right now. Just wait until you experience a Scentsy hosted event like
Mhm.
SFR. SFR is very similar where you
Yeah.
feel connected to home office because you recognize how much they care. You recognize how much they value you as a consultant. They recognize how much they value you as your opinions, what you're doing. Like they want to be a part of that and they want to support you in that. And incentive trips are another way for them to show up for you in a capacity that's like, we're so proud of you. Like, we're so glad that you're here. Good job for working your business. Like, now it's our time to get to know each other. That's what you do on vacation, right? You like hang out, you have fun, you make memories. And literally the incentive trips are built around that idea because there is no set schedule.
Mhm.
Even the welcome parties and the farewell dinners, you don't have to go to that. If you're like, no, I'm gonna go hang out with my friends in the hot tub, like, peace. Okay, they ain't taking names. Like, they want you to go live your best life because you earned it. And so the connections that you're making are really on your terms. And so one of the things for me that's interesting about incentives that I feel like will be a little bit different this year because I've made a lot of connections like outside of our team and with leaders, with other leaders and stuff, which has been such a blessing. But I think that it's a little different now because I feel like more people, because previously on incentives, me and my husband kept to ourselves. Like we would hang out with Alex and her husband, but like we literally just like hung out together. It was
Mhm.
just me and my husband. We were on vacation and I wasn't really talking to other people necessarily because I'm like, I have other events that I'm going to do that at. But I think that there is so many open doors for you to be able to create core memories with people. And so I would encourage you, if you go on an incentive, don't take that route necessarily. schedule time to have away from people and doing your own thing, but also be engaging with people when you're
Mhm.
sitting in the dining room or when you're, at the beach or whatever. Like, talk to the people around you, because I think we said this last week. You are the only ones who know what this Scentsy vacation feels like, right? The
Mhm.
only people who knows what Disney World felt like were the people who were there with Scentsy, experiencing it with the
Yeah.
people around them and their families.
Yeah.
Like, you will not be in that same place with those same people ever again. Right. And so there is something to be said about the connections that can happen. And so many people have made the best of friends at on incentives. And so for the first couple of years, up until last
This
year, until Disney,
yeah.
it was just me and her on incentives. We were the only ones from the team who were going. And so what, to me, the team connection part, it didn't really kick in until Disney, where a bunch of my team earned it, and they got to come, and like we all did it, and it was just so much fun because there's this memory, there's this bond that is made, right? And so even if you have
Yes.
nobody coming from your team, even if you have not a lot of people that like, it doesn't matter. You're there with Scentsy, and those people you can know,
Oh
right?
yeah, and like it's a great opportunity to meet someone who's going to like link arms with you for the rest of your Scentsy journey
Yeah,
because you know what? They worked really hard to get there.
yeah,
You worked really hard to get there. That alone is an instant bond that
yeah,
you can then take and build on that.
yeah,
Um, I met some of my greatest friends on incentive trips like
yeah,
Amanda.
yeah,
Um,
yeah,
and I love that we take our businesses so seriously that we can connect on that level after the incentive is over.
right.
Plus, we do have all those super sweet memories as well.
Yep. You you're the person, if you have not found your accountability person or the person who you feel like you can do business with on a day-to-day basis, they could literally be sitting next to you on the beach on the next incentive. So you just have to be able to take the initiative to have conversations with people, to open up and really make way for that. And then
Mhm.
when your team earns an incentive, there's truly just nothing like that specialness. And so really cherish that, really make time to spend time together, and celebrate what you've done, celebrate what your team has done, celebrate the people around you and what they've done to get there. Even if nobody's clapping for you, be the one clapping for others, right? It's so important that we continue to create a culture that celebrates other people and makes other people feel valued. And since he does a really great job of that, obviously, if you're going on an incentive trip, but also like showing up for others in the midst of that is a really cool feeling. So, this was heavy on like what is the incentive, earning the incentive, and all that stuff. And I know that our focus is supposed to be connection, but I feel like that once you get there, if you have an open heart, I guess that's all that I'm saying is like have an open heart, because if you do that, you're going to be exploding with connection by the end of it. Like
Mhm.
you're going to have so many people that you're connected to and that you feel bonded to, and there's literally nothing better. You're not going to regret making new friends on this incentive or making new memories with people. You're not going to regret that. Okay, so we are cheering you on in this incentive and can't wait to vacation with you guys soon.